It's the Fort Hays State University Coaches Show on Eagle Community Television, brought to you by Riverside Chiropractic, the Horseshoe Bar and Grill, and Eagle Communications.
Good evening and welcome to Tiger Talk. It's been a while, about a month since we've had a program, a little break because of games, some travel scheduling, as well as the Christmas holiday break. But the Tigers back in full swing for the second semester, and we should be with you every week now for the rest of the basketball season as Fort Hays State men and women gear up for a busy stretch of action. And it's been pretty good since the holiday break for the Tigers. The men off to a 4-0 start. The ladies are 3-1, coming off a good week at home, wins over Lindenwood and the Lincoln Blue Tigers. And we'll talk all about it with head women's coach Tony Hobson and head men's coach Mark Johnson, who, with his 258th win on Saturday and the 3-point win over Lincoln, becomes Fort Hays State's all-time winningest coach, surpassing the legendary Cade Saran. And we'll talk about that and more a little bit later on in the program, which is, of course, brought to you by Whiskey Creek Wood Fire Grill, 3203 Vine in Hays, where the fire's always burning. You have a big event coming up. Check them out, renting one of the rooms in back, or catering. They can cater your next function for work or maybe a family event coming up this summer. Talk with the folks at Whiskey Creek Wood Fire Grill, locally owned and operated at 3203 Vine in Hays. Right now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk with women's head coach Tony Hobson. Little Lady Tiger basketball talk coming up next on Tiger Talk.
But I'm a very active person and like to work out, train for different runs, things of that nature, and the back problem was keeping me from doing that, and now I'm able to do those, so it makes my life a little better and me a little happier.
Hi, I'm Dr. Euling, and here at Riverside Chiropractic, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible and teach you how to stay out of pain.
Riverside Chiropractic, 1220 East 27th Street in Hays. Listed in the Next Tech directory.
Get some great food.
The Horseshoe.
Looking for a place to feel at home? The Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hays is a place to get a great drink, some great food with all of the comfort of the old-time local pub. Owners Bob and Jennifer Huff welcome you to the Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hays, where you are a person, not just an order.
And welcome back to Tiger Talk as we talk with women's head coach Tony Hobson. Lady Tigers getting a couple of wins at home this week, knocking off Lindenwood on Thursday, Lincoln Saturday, getting set for a big road trip down to Oklahoma a little bit later on in the week. And I guess the one blemish at Missouri Southern since you've been back from the Christmas break, and the game really didn't play that bad, just didn't hit some free throws. I would think for the most part have to be pretty pleased with how your team has come back from the Christmas break and played so far here in the second semester.
Well, so far so good. You know, like you said, we could have went ahead and won that one at Southern, and then we'd be thinking, you know, we were very good. But we couldn't quite finish that one off, and we did miss some free throws down the stretch, had a couple bad turnovers, but we bounced back well at Baptist and played in a tougher environment there and being on the road for 4 days and had a couple good games here at home. Lindenwood's a solid team, and we really played well that night. And you know, Lincoln's struggling a little bit right now, but we also played well, shot the ball well, and clicking pretty well on offense right now.
Yeah, this has to be one of the better three-game stretches, not only obviously this year, but in several years. You scored over 90 points in all three wins, your last three. You've shot 50% or better from beyond the arc in all three wins, and you've been rebounding at a high rate. You do that, you got a chance to be pretty successful most nights.
Well, especially the outside shooting. When that's going well for us, we seem to score a lot of points because our inside game is usually there and fairly consistent. But there just aren't that many 90-point scoring nights in the MIAA. I mean, we've had them before, but usually it's non-conference games. And, you know, we just don't want to just totally rely on that, though. We need to continue defending and, like you said, rebounding and not get too complacent as far as those type of things go, because the outside shooting can come and go. Free throw shooting can come and go for anybody. So you have to have other ways to win games.
I had a chance to talk with Taylor Chandler a little bit and asked her about her shooting, because she'd really struggled from beyond the arc, and now she's kind of found the groove. And I thought she made an interesting comment. I just quit thinking about it. And it seems like your team has done that. They shot free throws well Saturday, but they get the ball, they've had good looks from three, they just seem to get it and fire it, and maybe less thinking is a good thing in this situation, and maybe that's, I don't know if that has anything to do with the better shooting, but it just seems like they're going with the flow more and having good success because of it.
Well, I don't think a shooter can, I don't think you have time to go through a process of thinking what you need to do. It needs to be muscle memory, and that's why we practice. And you just have to catch and shoot and relax and let the game come to you. I think, you know, once we get a little cushion in these games, it seems like we shoot a lot better, but we didn't really have a cushion at Baptist, and we shot the ball well. So I hope that's a good trend, and Taylor's been shooting the ball better, Chelsea Mason better, Nikki's been hitting some outside shots, Beth hit a couple the other night, so it is kind of catching. And the thing I think the reason we're shooting higher percentages, our shots are very good. They're all good looks. People are really trying to take away our inside game, and as a result we get some wide open threes where they have plenty of time to shoot them.
Well, the Lady Tigers get 3 straight wins, all last week, and as we said, all over 90 points, so a very good week for the Lady Tigers. Now they'll try to continue that back on the road. Central Oklahoma Thursday and Northeastern State in Tahlequah on Saturday. We'll talk about that when we return. Tiger Talk presented once again by Whiskey Creek Wood Fire Grill, 3203 Vine in Hayes, where they always have the half-price appetizers from 8 until close every night of the week. Back with more with head coach Tony Hobson right after this on Tiger Talk.
Fuse together your internet, TV, and phone seamlessly. Introducing Eagle Fusion. Now available at Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Looking for a place to get a great drink?
The Horseshoe.
Looking for a place to get some great food?
The Horseshoe.
Looking for a place to feel at home? The Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hayes is a place to get a great drink, some great food with all of the comfort of the old-time local pub. Owners Bob and Jennifer Huff welcome you to the Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hayes, where you are a person, not just an order.
And welcome back to Tiger Talk, our final segment with women's coach Tony Hobson. As we mentioned, the Lady Tigers back out on the road, Central Oklahoma and Northeastern State. And Coach, before we talk about that, I want to ask you about Kate Lehman. Triple-double on the Thursday night against Lindenwood. Got 10 blocked shots in the game, and boy, what a great feat. Just the second time in women's basketball history at Fort Hays that has happened, and the first time involving blocked shots. She's been close a lot. Nice for her to reach that magic number, I guess, and get the triple-double.
Well, it is, and like you said, it's the first time for a triple-double involving blocks instead of assists. And you know, I think assists are probably about 3 times more prevalent than blocks. If you look at the leaders, you know, you usually have your shot block leaders are about 3 to 4 a game, and your assist leaders are 11 and 12 a game. So a block shot triple-double is a lot more rare than the other types. So it's one of those things where Kate has came close several times, and you know, there's been a lot of games where she's had 20, 12, and 8. I mean, she's had a dozen of them, I think. So it was nice to finally get one of those in the record books for her, because she deserves it. And I'll tell you, it's just a real luxury to have a defender back there. When you block a shot, if you can recover it, it's just like a turnover. And we don't recover all of them, but I'll bet we recover 80% of them. So it's a good thing to have on your team, to have a kid like that back there that can take care of the basket when we get beat off the drive.
I thought it was interesting. She was having a good game, but then the blocks just kept coming and coming, and we're talking, well, it's just an average game for Kate, which is kind of the level she's involved, where she's had a double-double, and, well, that's just a typical day, and then you start looking at the block stats, and it's like, okay, this might be a special one.
Well, she was not getting the ball offensively because they were backing people in. They were double teaming before the pass, and after the pass, triple teaming. So I assume that, you know, well, she's not going to get many looks. She's not going to score tonight, and that doesn't bother her at all. She just wants to win the game, and then she continued to rebound, and then she got, I think there was 2 possessions where she had 2 blocks on the same possession. Right. One of them, she got a girl on one side of the basket, the girl got it back, and she blocked it on the other side. I liked that one. That was cool, So she's just a good player. She's unselfish, and then the second half, then she got a couple baskets and made her free throws and got the double-figure points.
Well, the Lady Tigers we mentioned on the road, big week out against Central Oklahoma, Northeastern State, 2 very good programs. You'll have to play well to get a couple of wins. Central
Oklahoma especially, I think, has really improved. They've only lost one ball game on their home floor. I think 5-1. They're 3-3 in conference. They're going to be tough. They shoot the ball real well, very active. So, we're going to have a good ball game on Thursday to get out of there with a win, and then anytime you get as far away from home as Tahlequah is, and a good program, traditionally very good. They did graduate a lot of seniors, but they have 2 or 3 starters back from a very good team last year that we know about them. So, yeah, it'll be it's one of these road trips where you can kind of be trending on the up when you get out of there, or you can kind of have your tail between your legs. So you just, it's up to us. We need to get a couple this week.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you out or down in Edmond on Thursday night. Coach, appreciate the time.
You might be right when we're out and down, down and out in Tahlequah too. So, okay, we'll see you Thursday. Thanks, Gerard.
Yeah, it's a long, long way. No easy way to get to Tahlequah, Oklahoma. That'll be coming up on Thursday night in Edmond with Central Oklahoma and Saturday afternoon in Tahlequah. We'll take a break on the program. When we come back, we'll chat some men's basketball with head coach Mark Johnson. Tiger Talk presented by Whiskey Creek Woodfire Grill, 3203 Vine in Hayes. And we're back with more right after this.
Together your internet, TV, and phone seamlessly. Introducing Eagle Fusion. Now available at Eagle Communications, our community connected.
But I'm a very active person and like to work out, train for different runs, things of that nature, and the back problem was keeping me from doing that, and now I'm able to do those, so it makes my life a little better and me a little happier.
Hi, I'm Dr. Euling, and here at Riverside Chiropractic, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible and teach you how to stay out of pain.
Riverside Chiropractic, 1220 East 27th Street in Hayes. Listed in the Next Tech directory.
And welcome back to Tiger Talk. We shift gears now, talk a little men's basketball. Head coach Mark Johnson joins us. Tigers on a 4-game win streak since the Christmas break. A couple of nice wins on the road to start the post-Christmas session, and then back at home for 2 wins this past week. Lindenwood on Thursday, Lincoln on Saturday. And Coach, with those 2 wins, you now surpass Cade Saran as Fort Hays State's all-time winningest coach. Congratulations on that. And I know, as you have said throughout this whole week, as that number became closer to becoming the all-time winningest coach, your name goes on there, but a lot of people instrumental in helping get that done.
Yeah, and unquestioned. I mean, you got the assistants, Jeremy Brown. I've been fortunate a lot of times at this level. You have a lot of changeover in your staff, and I've been lucky to have Jeremy. I think he's on his 8th year now. Had Eddie Trinkle for 4, so we've been pretty balanced with having the same assistant coaches, and obviously they do a lot to from recruiting to coaching to just all the things that people don't even, wouldn't even think about as far as what you got to do to be an assistant coach. And the players, the players are the ones that win the games. You don't win with bad players, that's for sure. And I think, and I don't know if we had talented players, but we've had, guys with really good character, guys that allowed us to coach them and wanted to be successful.
And I guess the one thing that stands out in that whole stretch, you've had pretty consistent teams. I mean, you can think of a year here, a year there, where maybe it was less than the standards you would like, but for the most part, your team is in the top 4 or 5 and contending for a conference championship, and that's all you can really ask.
Yeah, we try to, that's what we try to do every day. Just talk to our players about consistent effort, come to work every single day in practice, and hopefully that carries over in games. We try to tell them if you give yourself a choice of when you want to work, come to practice and play hard, then you're going to do that in games, and there's going to be games where you don't show. And I think for the most part, our teams have been very consistent with their effort. We play 30 games. You feel like close to 30. Our guys have come out and played hard and competed and tried to do the right things.
Well, you have to be proud of this year's team, battling some injuries and just trying to persevere, and it's been good so far since the Christmas break to get those 4 wins and get above 500 in conference play for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, it was not looking good, 0-3, having to come back from Christmas, 2 difficult road games, and look at Missouri Southern, they're having a tremendous year, and very, probably on paper looked like we were getting ready to go 0-4, so our guys did a great job of on that road trip. I thought we did a nice job at home defensively. I think we're struggling offensively. That's the, I don't know if you want to say the nice thing about it, but a positive is we're winning these games without playing necessarily great basketball. I think if we won these games, you sit there and go, well, we've really shot the ball well. We're playing at a great level. We're not going to be able to maintain this as the season goes on. You'd be a little bit more concerned, but hopefully we can keep doing what we're doing defensively. The big thing has been rebounding. We've won in those 4 games. We've gotten more rebounds than our opponent. We were -11 going into these last 4 games. And hopefully we can continue to do that and then start to shoot the ball a little closer to what we were doing at the beginning of the season.
No, and you've had some people step up. Dwayne's battling that leg injury and trying to overcome that. But Andrew Victoria, Tom Gabrick on Saturday to win over Lee. You've had some guys who you've needed to fill some of those roles and step up, and they've answered.
Yeah, you got to have that in a season. Whether it be Craig, Carson, Dwayne. They're not going to be at their best every single night, or the other team's going to do something to try to take them away and make other people beat you. I think Andrew gave us a great lift in that 3-game run. Tom has been big in moments for us, especially like you said against Lincoln. He had 19. We needed every bit of it. And really the big key right now, we need some guys off the bench to perform at maybe a level they were doing earlier in the year. Shooting the ball better. Jared Tadlock said probably and James Fleming haven't shot it quite as well as they did in the non-conference season. Chokey the same way. We need some guys to be able to step up and take their turn when someone else is struggling.
Well, the Tigers will be back on the road. It seems they've been there a lot, so they should be used to it. 2 big games down in Oklahoma, Central Oklahoma coming up on Thursday, and then Northeastern State on Saturday. We'll talk a little bit about the week ahead for the Tigers when we return. Tiger Talk presented again by Whiskey Creek Wood Fire Grill, 3203 Vine and Hayes, where they have the half-price appetizers every night from 8 until close. Back with our final segment with Coach Mark Johnson right after this on Tiger Talk.
Looking for a place to get a great drink?
The Horseshoe.
Looking for a place to get some great food?
The Horseshoe.
Looking for a place to feel at home? The Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hayes is a place to get a great drink, some great food with all of the comfort of the old-time local pub. Owners Bob and Jennifer Huff welcome you to the Horseshoe Bar and Grill on the corner of 8th and Vine in Hayes, where you are a person, not just an order.
Together your internet, TV, and phone seamlessly. Introducing Eagle Fusion. Now available at Eagle Communications, our community connected.
And welcome back to Tiger Talk, our final segment as the Fort Hays State Tigers get set to hit the road for a couple of more ball games. A brutal stretch away from home as Fort Hays State takes on Central Oklahoma and Northeastern State. I guess one positive, your guys should be used to it. No one in the league has had the start that you have had, 4 of your first 5 and 7 of your first 10 away from home. So you guys should be used to the challenge anyway.
Yeah, another back on the road, and you got to try to find a way to win some home games if you want to be one of the top teams in the conference at the end of the season. This trip right here, really, each night we're playing one of the better players in the league and probably one of the better players in all of Division II. Josh Gibbs against Central Oklahoma. I think he leads the nation in rebounding. Very challenging matchup. He's a 6'5" guy, and you put a big guy on him, he shoots over 40% from 3 and will drive around you. You put a little guy on him, he goes inside and posts really hard. So, anytime you're playing a guy at his capability, that's a dangerous team. And then turn around against Northeastern, Brighton Hobbs might be really, might be the best player in the conference, might be the best player in Division II. He's putting up great numbers as a point guard. I think at one time he was averaging almost 25 a game in conference. So each game, going to be a challenge trying to slow those guys down. And then, it's not like they're also just one-man teams, but they're, those are 2 guys you got to really focus on.
You talk about Central Oklahoma, even though they're relatively new, second year in the MIAA, you've had some past experiences with them in the NCAA tournament. Even though they're a newcomer, it's kind of turned into a little bit of a rivalry just because the games that you've played with them have all been very, very important.
Yeah, it seems like every time we go to the NCAA tournament, we get matched up with them, either in the first round or second round. We end up having to play them. And you know, Terry Evans has a great program, you know, where they kind of do a little different on defense. They're going to junk it up, play a lot of different deep. They're going to zone, man, 1-3-1, press at times. So there's a lot of different looks they give you, and then they've always been a high-scoring offensive team.
And Northeastern State, they lost Saturday. They're the last team to lose a game in conference play. So obviously, if you want to contend and keep moving up that ladder, that'd be a big one to try to get on the road.
Yeah, you know, that's what we talked about. You know, this homestands, we can't afford to lose to the people behind us because we got to go beat the people ahead of us as when that opportunity comes. And now we have that opportunity. I think us and Central Oklahoma are both tied in conference, and then Northeastern is currently tied for first. So if we want to be there now, we got to beat them to catch those people. So big important weekend for us, not only in conference play, but I think also. After this trip, if you take away the Mines games and non-conference, Pittsburgh, so we have our next three conference games on the road. If you want to be there with 2 weeks to go in the season, we got to win some games in this 3-game stretch.
And you mentioned Hobbs, or a point guard for Northeastern. Is that the most improved position in the conference? I mean, you look at it, it seems like every team has got an outstanding point guard this year.
Yeah, I would. I don't know if I've ever seen a position in our conference that is this solid, strong play that we've ever had. I mean, we've had, you know, other positions that had a couple guys who are pretty good, but you go through the list. Dalen Robinson at Central Missouri, a great point guard. The Devers kid at Missouri Western, a great point guard. Brighton Hobbs at Northeastern, tremendous point guard. I mean, we just keep playing him. I mean, it's really the year of the point guard in the MIAA. We like to think we have a very good one in Craig Nicholson that's right on with those other guys. So every night point guard play is, you know, it's an important position, and I think that's why our league's so strong this year. A lot of us have a great player. Like I said, maybe the most important position on the floor.
All right, well, we appreciate the visit. We'll see you out in Oklahoma, and good luck this week.
All right, thank you.
That's Mark Johnson, coach of the Tigers, and that is going to wrap it up for Tiger Talk, brought to you again by Adams Brown, Barron and Ball, Golden Belt Bank of Hayes and Ellis, James Motor Company, BTI, the Hayes Orthopedic Institute at Hayes Med, the Taco Shop, G&L Tire and Automotive, and by Couture for Men and Women, and of course, Whiskey Creek Wood Fire Grill, 3203 Vine in Hayes, where the fire's always burning. We'll see you again next Monday right here on Tiger Talk.
It's the Fort Hays State University Coaches Show on Eagle Community Television, brought to you by Riverside Chiropractic, the Horseshoe Bar and Grill, and Eagle Communications.